Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Josh and I are doing a no-run-through review for the newest expansion to Teotihuacan, the expansion period. You have no idea how long I've had this expansion sitting on my shelf.
Really?
Yeah, and every time you come up to game, we end up playing like some of our series. So I was like, oh, this came out in 2021. I gotta do expansions. Like, we gotta play this. And just like the late pre-classic period, this expansion is amazing.
Yep. It just enhances the experience.
Yeah.
Which is what an expansion should do.
Right, exactly. And it's modular, just like the first one before it, so you can, pick and choose whatever expansions you want. We put in everything for the expansion. Which it comes with 3 modules and a new resource, which is obsidian.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It is very, very handy, especially when you get the... So I specifically put in discovery tiles, technology tiles that came in the expansion. So if you get the obsidian, obsidian technologies, then they, it's a pretty clean engine. Something that I didn't focus on obsidian at all, and in case you're wondering, obsidian is a wild. Like it's used to pay for various other things, mainly of course with the modules that come in the game, or that come in the expansion. But
highly useful.
If you're using any of those modules, you have to include obsidian. So
it definitely feels like it.
Yeah, because things require, like, major technology tiles require obsidian, certain actions require obsidian, but having it just as a wild to be able to claim it is pretty handy, because there were times where I was like, oh, I need wood. Oh, everyone's on the forest space. Oh, wait, I can go get some obsidian, and that can help me pay for my buildings. What this expansion did, I felt like it opened up like a lot more that things.
Oh yeah.
Well, because like in the previous games, like the base game and stuff, it took so long to like advance on tracks or to build buildings. Like you had to methodically plan and always have cocoa.
Absolutely.
And this expansion, there was just so many different ways for you to advance on those tracks or have resources. So. Because I have never played, and I've played Teotihuacan quite a bit. I have never played a game where the pyramid is ever finished.
Yeah.
Granted, I never focus on that, so that's usually...
yeah, I think neither one of us got past 2.
1?
No, 2. You got to 2 one time.
Oh, only because I started.
Yeah, you
at the beginning of the game at level 1.
Yeah.
But no, we put on like 4 things. I mean, granted, you can get a bunch of points. This game definitely rewards focusing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you do one thing and you do it well, you'll get a ton of points. So, I think actually during the run-through for the late pre-classic period that we did, I think you only focused on the pyramid. And you got pretty damn far at building it.
I think I maxed out this track. And I want to say we were up to like the third tier.
The third tier, yeah. But I don't... What should happen is, so, yeah, because basically finishing the pyramid causes the final eclipse. Like, it just ends the game.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. But anyway, that's Teotihuacan. You can go watch our run-through and discussion for that and the late pre-classic.
God, it's so good.
This game is amazing. So we're talking about the expansion period.
Obsidian, fantastic.
Obsidian's great engine, great resource.
This was fun.
Yeah, so the 3 modules that it included was it replaced the palace with a mansion. We'll talk about that one first. I feel like that's still one of the weakest locations. That could also be just because when you and I play this, we never do palace stuff.
Yeah, we never do one.
Yeah, and palace is kind of like, it's a modifier. Like, you go there, lock dice to be able to modify, so you can rack up a bunch of points. I actually had ways to, that one in particular got 2 points for each major technology tile that I had, and like I could have actually popped it out and then move. Like I could have moved my shaman, which is a module, to unlock it, then spend a tile, move back, go back into it, get another. Like I could have just had kind of an engine with these specifically, but I didn't want to. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like it adds once again another way to ramp up on these 3 major tracks.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
It is fantastic.
So what happens is there's a tile that means that you get to claim it. You kind of have ownership of the 3 mansions. And when someone hits the first step on one of the tracks, they take the tile plus a discovery tile, and then they place one of their discs on that. So anytime someone uses that location,
They get points.
they get to pay a cocoa to go up on the track, but you as the owner get to power up your die.
Yeah.
That's fine. I would have much rather had it been the owner gets to go up on the track as well.
Yeah.
Give it some reason to... Because the only thing with player interaction in this game is kind of where you're placing your dice, because that might cost me to pay cocoa. That would have been a nice, somewhat player interaction where you have to decide, okay, I'm going to go there, I'm going to get 4 points. Is that worth letting Seth go up on blue? Because it's a race to try and get to the top.
Yeah.
It's like, is that worth it? But no, it's just like, oh, I get a powerful die. Which is good. Like, it enhances all the locations.
Say the reward for a 6 is good. It's real good if you had like an engine like what I had, where you get to pay cocoa to move up, and I could use obsidian to pay as my cocoa, and it was really rewarding to level up my dice.
Yeah.
But ascending's not always great because it also quickens the game.
Yeah, funny enough, my entire initial strategy with this was to go up on the
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead, location. That's not what it's called, but it is called the Avenue of the Dead.
Avenue.
Which I was able to do, but mainly through discovery tiles, because I had a shit ton. Look at all these. Look at all the discovery tiles I had.
And it benefit because you get to send your warriors out on this track, and then they died, and it advanced you quicker. Because I think that was one of the other things that was really slow, was moving up on here.
I think, either discovery tiles or ascending.
Yeah,
was essentially the only way. And once again, that's a focus area that you have to try and aim for to do.
It's just that there are so many viable ways to victory, and it's just made better.
Yeah. So the mansion module, it's alright. It's not bad. Like, it definitely got me points, but I never really cared. Mainly also because for those 3 in particular, I never had cocoa or obsidian to maximize on those. So that one's alright. The next one is the shaman, which is my favorite module.
Yeah, it was really fun. It enhanced the experience.
Yeah.
Our particular people weren't great because of it, but
these were from. I mean, they're just new ones for a module that came
out previously.
Yeah. This one, he was. I mean, because what your shaman does is you have these 4 like shaman temples that you have one shaman and it moves counterclockwise, and you place it on one of 2 spots. Either one, and it adds these major technology tiles, which are really good.
Oh yeah, major discoveries are ridiculous.
Yeah, discovery tiles, not just Like one of them is just like you get to go up on any track, and also the green. Another is you get to. This is one of the first ones I got. Pay an obsidian to power up 3 dice.
That's really good.
Get 3 obsidian. So these are insanely good. But what it also does is it points at 2 different locations. And what's also great about these is these tiles are randomized, so what they're enhancing is going to be different each game.
Yeah, it's random.
But if your shaman is standing up and it's pointing at a location, it acts as if you have an additional die there. So I think the expansion period is just that. It's trying to expand how quickly you're able to do things, so Teotihuacan doesn't feel so slow.
Yeah.
Made the game go by a lot quicker, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This wasn't like... I don't even remember how long our first game was. I know it was over an hour.
Probably 2 hours.
And this did not take 2 hours.
No, it's... So, yeah, so like if my shaman's there and I go here with a level 2, like it counts as if I have 2 dice, so that gets you better resources, and ascends your dice a lot quicker.
Yes.
Then you lay it down, and then it takes your turn to move your shaman, but like my guy in particular was, before taking the collect cocoa action, worshipping either royal tile or gaining a mask, I get to stand it up. So I almost always had the ability to have an extra die there. I never paid attention to that because he stands up whenever you move him again.
Yeah.
So, and there's a little bit of area control with that. If you don't want me to have an extra die there, you could move your shaman and bump me out.
Which you did to me several times early on.
Mainly just because I wanted the location.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really care about enhancing the eye. I just wanted
You wanted the power up on the board.
Yeah, I did. But the shaman is really really cool.
Very useful. Very useful.
The third one is the expanding your empire, which adds a little board and little meeples, little warrior meeples. And the new noble location gives you, like, same way to be able to build buildings, but also is another little area control aspect, because it gives you warriors. And your warriors start out in Teotihuacan, and they bump warriors out to different avenues. And what's really neat about that is that whenever you build buildings, you replace a worker that's in there, and they're, like, settling, and then you get a bonus in there. So that allowed me to increase dice. That got me more discovery. That allowed me to go up tracks. And those are like one-time buffs.
Yeah.
But whenever you build, like, a little house, you get to go up on the Avenue of the Dead. So,
which is very useful.
Yeah.
And then, like, no matter bumping anywhere, you get the whole the point value that's there for each worker or whatever you have out.
Yep, that's still out there in each scoring phase. That's the only thing that personally affects Eclipse scoring. But what's really neat about that, so you have the mansion, and you have the major discovery tiles. All of those drastically affect how quickly you go up on the 3 majors. This one drastically affects how quickly you go up on the Avenue of the Dead track.
Yeah.
It's so neat. It's so fast. Like, you're almost, like, it adds a lot more options and a lot more different ways to play. And because the game's quicker, but it doesn't you're doing more.
Yes.
So it doesn't feel like the game's faster, but yeah, you didn't get. I mean, our final score, I had 140,
and I had 117.
Yeah. So, like, in a short amount of time, we were still able to get a pretty good score.
Oh yeah.
Someone's gonna be like 140. That score sucks. Like, I get a consistent 880. It's like,
you're not playing the game right.
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember what I scored in our original playthrough, but I think I scored way higher this game because I did more.
Most likely, yeah.
Because I did originally focus heavily on the pyramid, and I enjoyed that strategy, but I felt very rewarded using obsidian and filtering it out as cocoa, and which that's what fucked me up so bad.
Yeah, because your god specifically gave you a discovery or a technology tile for yourself, but you couldn't use obsidian as wilds.
Yep, so I couldn't use obsidian as anything but obsidian.
Yeah.
Until I got a technology that made obsidian equal to cocoa.
Yeah, 1 to 3 cocoa, which was really good. That was a good workaround on that. So I'm over here, like, having to... You never had to collect cocoa.
Nope.
Well, I'm like, oh god, I'm going to lose a bunch of points. I need to go there and waste a turn.
And then, like that one, I was able to spend 1 obsidian to gain 4, so I net 3.
Yeah, based off that location. No, this game just... It rewards, like, clever play and, like, getting good engines going on. And those engines are used to enhance other things that you're going for in this game versus just being an engine by itself.
Oh, yeah.
Going back, the module for the expansion, another thing, because I used it just to build, because my entire focus this game was Avenue of the Dead, and building these buildings and seeing how many points I can get from that.
And you got quite a few.
Yeah, especially because of one of the discovery tiles. Like, I got to advance, and then I picked up and advanced again, so I was able to max out. But what's fantastic about that is you don't even have to settle. you can focus on slowly getting all your workers, because as many could be at the final location, and just have all your workers there. Because they're worth 5 points each, because they don't go away.
Yeah. Because you can't kill them at the end of the board.
Right. So, I mean, you could essentially, like, have, like, almost all your workers out. Like, because you can only make a trail, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 of your workers couldn't make it, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 could, and that'd be 30 points.
Yeah.
And they stay there,
nuts.
and if you're able to do that very fast, like, you could potentially get 60 points.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Actually, no, you could technically get almost all of them, because if someone else is doing that, could push yours, and then you just trail in and therefore get more in there. So, yeah, you can get a shit ton of points just for doing the kind of an expansion from Teotihuacan is what that board's supposed to represent. That one's a lot of fun, and I don't think it distracts. Like, it's not like, oh god, now we have this mini game over here.
Yeah, no. it just feels like an addition. It doesn't feel like, oh my god, this is going to be the focus of the game. It, like, ruins everything else. Yeah. It just added on, and it made it way funner. Yeah, no,
I very much agree. I think, the mansion definitely has its place. Like, if someone uses the palace a lot, it's going to be really good.
For them.
It's just, this expansion is fantastic. But, that's pretty much it. Like, the only gripe I have about this expansion is unless they're planning to do another one or anything, you have essentially with late pre-classic, this one, and the Shadows of Zidit, which was a small box expansion, you have 3 rulebooks lying around.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what's that discovery tile do? Oh, let me check. Oh, it's not in the main one.
Yeah, that was our biggest problem.
Yeah. Oh, is it in this one? No, it's not. Oh, is it in the new one? No.
It's in that one.
It's in this tiny one. All right, let's see what it does. It's just like, I wish they would have been like, hey, and also to, like, during the eclipse, it's like, oh, here's all the scoring. Oh wait, no, there's a new way to score in the new one, so I have to
an updated and condensed rule book with this would have definitely helped.
Yeah, and player aids. I'm actually amazed that they don't have player aids, because you remember whenever we did Teotihuacan Suyu?
I couldn't remember the Egyptian one, but yes.
No, the Egyptian one's Tekhenu. The Mayan one was I think it's Mayan, was Teotihuacan Suyu that had like the exquisite player aid.
Oh,
and I was like, dude, this game is gonna be like insane. And then it wasn't that bad because the rule or the player aid was so helpful.
Oh yes.
I don't know why they haven't done it for this. Like, I would imagine that they probably have.
I think this is higher than the other two for me.
Yeah. Mainly because they're getting expansions. Like, I think Teotihuacan base is probably my second favorite. I think it goes to Teotihuacan Suyu, this one, and then Tekhenu.
Yes. I remember the Egyptian one was lowest in my opinion. This was good, and then the third one was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was very good.
But this one's getting supported. Tekhenu is getting an expansion next year. It's something of Seth, so I have to buy it.
No, of course.
And I'll love it no matter if it's bad or not. No, and then I don't know if Teotihuacan Suyu is getting an expansion or not. But this one's been supported, therefore with the late pre-classic and this one, it rises to the top because its expansions are amazing. But yeah, a condensed rulebook would be super nice. Player aids would be great. I'm sure they're on Board Game Geek. Like, there's no way they haven't been fan made. But you shouldn't have to make those yourself. The company should be doing that.
Yep.
But maybe they're gonna do like a last hurrah and make a final expansion, and then it has everything condensed. I don't know.
That would be the best way to do it.
I agree. Because what these expansions do is they don't. The game stays relatively the same. There's no weird like new thing with dice. Like, your turns are roughly the same. It's just understanding.
It's not like now you roll your dice and you start with whatever. Yeah, it's not nuts.
Yeah, it's not stupid. Like, the locations that you replace, it's like, oh yeah, it's like building a building, except now I just kind of make a trail of workers. That's it. All right.
Yeah, it just enhances everything that's there. And that's what an expansion should do.
Right.
It should not retcon or
Fix.
make something completely obsolete. It should just enhance what is there.
Yeah.
Unless whatever it was before was bad, I guess, but then your game was bad in the first place.
Right.
Or an aspect of it was bad in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So if you're hesitant or iffy on Teotihuacan itself, and then you're like, and you're like, man, everything's just so slow. It takes forever to get any resources. It's like the expansion period opens all that up while still keeping you needing resources. Like, you're not sitting over here with like, I mean, you were, but like,
I needed wood. I had gold. I had wood. I never got stone. Not once.
Yeah, I think I got it a couple times. And I focused solely on wood because I was doing the board to build the houses.
Because the second I could change obsidian only from obsidian to cocoa, I only needed 3 resources the whole game.
Yeah.
And even then, it was still a struggle to get those 3.
I mean, it worked out. The discovery tile you happened to pull needed cocoa for you to pay for your workers, and then you got 2 points for each of your workers, so you were able to net 16 points just because you were able to have that. Which I just need to work my ass off and just do that. That's where a majority of my points came from, and the Avenue of the Dead track.
But yeah, everything that we incorporated today just enhanced the experience so much more.
Yep. And then if you have the late pre-classic period, then you can just mix and match whatever you want to have. You can pick one from this one from the other one. You can do everything. Because this one also comes with tiles that incorporate the previous ones. So like this track, which I remember not even messing with that the first time. But the new orange track, it came with tiles whether you were going to use this or not.
Oh.
So they did think of that, where it's now you have to pick one or the other. No, you can include every module if you want to. But yeah, it's more of a great thing. You got anything else?
No, since we're focusing on the expansions and not the base game, I think that's my thoughts.
Sweet.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like, it literally just enhanced what we were already doing.
Yeah, and we already like the game, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Don't remember what I gave the base game, but...
I think I remember. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give the expansion?
The expansion is... At my lowest is a 9.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I believe you gave the base game... Well, you only played it with... I think, did you play base game? Or did you play base game with the late pre-classic?
I played it with both.
Okay.
We've done both.
Okay. I think you gave it a 9. If I'm remembering right.
The expansion by itself is a 9, but it makes the game as a whole a 10.
Nice.
The game is super good.
Yeah, that is sexy. Yeah, I'm actually gonna agree with you. So Teotihuacan is a 10 out of 10. The late pre-classic period, I think all the modules in that one worked. The expansion period, 2 of the 3 are really fantastic, and one of them is okay, mainly for our play style.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 9, but everything else is a 10 for Teotihuacan.
Yeah, I remember giving... It was either an 8 or a 9, but this expansion has vastly improved playability of this game. And it's not because the game is bad. It was slow. It was very slow. But yeah, it's a 10 now.
Because I remember you had to basically focus on like one track.
I focused on red, I think. I either focused on red or green.
Yeah.
I never worried about blue, I don't think. And then I was highest on one and then second highest on the other.
Yeah.
And I focused on this fucking pyramid.
Yeah. But what's interesting is, I mean, some people might not like that. Some people might like the fact that you have to focus on like one thing that you're doing, and then they might not like the fact that you can kind of do everything, which you still can't do, but you're able to at least modify a little bit. Like, okay, I want to go up on blue to get some resources, but I'm gonna focus red. And if you focus, you're still gonna reap the rewards, but you're not like busting your ass to then try to do well at one thing.
I remember by the by the end of the last time we played, it felt like you had to commit to something, and if you and somebody else committed to the same thing, whoever was quickest was definitely winning that race.
Right.
This felt like you could switch and still compete.
Yeah.
Because you were ahead on every track, and you were ahead on this by 2, and I passed you.
Right. Yeah.
Very quickly.
And I was ahead with ramping up my workers, and then you took off with that. And I was like, ah, shit. Okay, I guess I'll just focus solely on the Avenue of the Dead and see how that works out for me.
And it worked well.
Yeah. And then I also wanted to go Discovery Tiles, which helped out quite a bit.
Say the flexibility also that this adds makes it very, very helpful.
Yeah.
There's
without overcomplicating the game.
Yeah. It helps with flexibility and consistency of scoring.
Yeah.
Without busting anything or making other things obsolete.
Yep. Nope. Perfectly said. All right. So that's our thoughts on the new expansion period for Teotihuacan. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.